Welcome back to the Movie Marathon Men. I'm Owen Garner.
And I'm Luke Carr.
And we watch films that make us go, or in this case, So today, the question that we are asking is, which Suspiria is superior? The 1970s original by Dario Argento. What year?
77.
1977.
Quite angular numbers. Quite scary numbers. Well, it's probably the scariest number in single digits.
666.
That's quite round, though, I think. There's something quite comforting in a 6.
You heard it here first, Devil Child. I first wanted to ask you what your perception of these movies was.
I had heard of the original. I had not watched the original when the 2018 one came out. But the way everyone spoke about the original, I was like, this is the scariest film that's ever been made.
Yeah, so it really, really was hyped up. I mean, I've heard lots about it, had seen a lot of the imagery from it, had heard so much of its influence and of just this Italian director, Dario Argento, like, oh right, the master of horror, like in this kind of way. And then we watched it.
Yeah.
I was let down.
The age of it is what I think we're going to have to put a lot of this on. The primary issue, as far as fear goes, is that early on you see something kind of scary supposed to happen. I think someone looks out of a window and an eye looks back. Minute maybe 3 or something.
It's in the sort of cold open.
And it's so, I don't want to say bad.
Yeah.
But it's not good.
And there's a fine line with these things. Sometimes it's really charming.
Yeah.
I wasn't that charmed by it.
But you don't want it to be charming necessarily. You want it to be unsettling.
Yes.
I want to be the opposite of charmed, really. We're going so hard on the negatives.
Oh yeah.
And it is the thing for this film is that it looks so stylistic. The colours are so bold. The music is so loud.
Yeah, again, it has that thing of an old movie. Sound mixes on old movies, abysmal. Like, actually abysmal. And you watch them on a modern telly, which picks up a sound mix like that. And you're like, what is happening?
You're watching a scene, they're speaking, and then it sort of swells into the scene. Because it's been absent, it's been dead silent for so long. You've actively heard the sound of the film rolling.
Yes.
And then it sort of works in at 5 times the volume of everything else. Stays there for a while over the dialogue. And then something scary kind of happens. The music kind of slowly fades back down into silence again. Often you're scared in the silent moments.
Yes.
But it's like, they make it as loud as possible. And then they chuck a corpse on the screen. And you're kind of... It does look lovely.
And the rain at the start. It's pathetic fallacy. Like, it was a dark and stormy night. A film about a ballet school secretly run by witches. I will say there's not much ballet and there's not much witches.
And on consideration, the ballet plays no part in the plot.
Yeah. So it's originally from a story. It's adapted from an original story. So that maybe focuses more on the ballet.
If you look that up on Wikipedia, the little picture of the guy who wrote it looks like a witch.
So it's also, interestingly, with the original, it's part of a thematic trilogy from Dario Argento. It definitely feels, in terms of its concept, which is incredible, to me, maybe not fully actualised. It feels like he's exploring something. It feels like an early film. And also, creating trademarks in that he was the first and the best to do it. And there are some amazing performances. Jessica Harper is fantastic in it. I'm trying to sort of backtrack because we did start on some of the negatives there.
On a structural level, like the plot of the film, the way it's built, it's very dreamlike. That's kind of... You're supposed to be lost in it. And I think that's... Maybe the issue is you need to be so transfixed by it, and these little bits that take you out of it sort of take you out of the whole film. And some of it will be effects. There's a horrifying bit in principle with barbed wire. Just saying that sentence sounds disgusting and terrible, and then when you watch it, it's not that bad.
There's another bit that does work, however, with the brushing of the hair, and then creepy crawlies being in the hair, which is a horrifying concept just in general. So there is some brilliant moments of horror sown throughout the film.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes structurally the film falls apart a little bit. It's difficult to follow from the opening.
But on top of that, and this is I think a practice anyway in Italian films from the time, They dub everything afterwards,
Yeah.
which made it quite distracting watching this
It did look a little bit like Madam Web at times.
Yeah.
With the sort of ADR,
Yeah.
which
The ADR witch? Where does she rank?
Let's start drawing some comparisons,
Yeah.
shall we, to 2018 remake
Yeah.
from Luca Guadagnino.
Well, comparisons, I'll start with the name.
Yeah,
That's the
they
same.
stuck with that. For me, Guadagnino's feels complete. It's been fully thought out. There are sort of clear thematic through lines that are consistent.
It's a very different style. It's cold Germany with brutalist architecture, and it's much less grand all the way through.
Yeah.
It's far longer. Well, far longer. It's about just a half hour. But it does it explores more there. There's another whole character played by Tilda Swinton. That's not really a spoiler to say that.
It's not really a spoiler
because she just does it. There's no plot relevance to that. You have that whole side character, and that fleshes out some more of this, like, as an enterprise. Whereas the first one is very much just a whirlwind of like a week for this one person. Whereas this feels like an institution that's been there for hundreds of years.
And very much in the first one, our audience surrogate, the person who we get to see the film through, sort of only very gently touches upon this world.
Yeah.
Sort of really just right at the end. It's not even like she's getting clues. It's just every now and then something weird happens, and then 3 days will pass that are quite normal.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, you see very much behind the curtain.
Yes.
And it's slightly clearer what's going on, but not at the expense of the mystery.
The thing with this film, which I didn't like as much, is just where Dakota Johnson's character goes, I suppose. Like, I don't necessarily like the resolution of this film. Not in how it looks fine. It doesn't look fine. It's great. Like, it's a very lovely sequence in a horrifying way.
Which you can put none of.
Yeah.
You can put no clip here for like 5 different reasons.
Yeah. It's a little bit more fated.
Guadagnino is an amazing director, and so we were watching this, and I think like sort of 20 minutes in, I was like, who directed this?
Yeah.
Because I had forgotten, but I was like, this looks incredible. Just like the camera work is absolutely beautiful. So I was like 5 stars until the end, where maybe it's I'm not a massive fan of the resolution.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
And I'm pro-choice.
Let's talk about the other elements of the film that I would say maybe elevate it. So the music, we have, I'll let you take this one.
Well, there's nothing that needs to be said, really.
Oh, let's not say it.
No!
You had your opportunity, you squandered it.
It's Tom York.
It's a lot of the draw of this film has already been established. Yeah. It's not Guadagnino's first film, right?
It's after Call Me By Your Name.
So he'd already done Call Me By Your Name.
Yeah.
Tom York, very established from Radiohead, and Dakota Johnson.
Mia Goth,
Tilda Swinton, obviously. Whereas with the original, we maybe don't know Jessica Harper. We maybe haven't watched any Italian movies, and especially 70s horror films. So this one definitely has a higher profile, but then that maybe means more to live up to.
Oh yeah, like it was a tall order, I think, because no one who didn't love the original was excited about this film. So you sort of end up with the only people who really are going to see it are people who are the harshest critics saw this film, and us. Yeah. It's hard to say which is better, but what I will say is that the original one, I don't know if it stuck with me more, but the visuals definitely have.
That's interesting. For me, the exact opposite.
And the tone of the new one stuck with me.
There was a point in the 2018 movie which had us gagged.
Oh yeah.
For like 5 minutes maybe, me and you sat in complete silence. You don't have that experience with a movie very often. We just sat there and had to watch, and we were transfixed. And it's horrifying, but it was like you couldn't pull yourself away from it.
They certainly couldn't.
It's in chapters, which I quite like in films. I just like to be told, right, I'm in the memory part of it. Well, we actually watched the second one in 2 parts.
As intended.
I'm starting to draw to a close. Are there any other things that you're wanting to sort of specifically?
No, I think it is really, as you say, they're both very tone-based films. One is dreamlike, one is unsettling. that will appeal to different types of people. The mystery is more clearly laid out in the second one. I feel like where it ends is worse, but that's because it built it up, and I just didn't personally like it. But then the first one doesn't really even try and it sort of just lays it out very matter of fact. Like if you checked the plot points, they're all quite one by one.
I think the end of the original is better.
Well, that's sort of maybe why I'm feeling it, is that it finished on a high, and then the original, it didn't finish on a low. Like, I'm being very harsh. It's a personal preference thing.
So what I'm leaning towards is the 2018 one.
I agree. I just want it to be more cultured.
Yeah, you kind of wanted to be
smarter.
Oh yeah, I just really like the original.
So I can sit through 1970s pacing.
Yeah.
No.
Well, there we are. I think we've come to our conclusion.
Yeah.
Of the 2018 Suspiria is superior. Well, join us next time when we look at which June are you doing? Because this is going to be a new series. I've just decided just now we could do that.
Do.
That's genius. What do you mean? Straight off the head. If you'd believe it, I came up with that just right now. Who would have thought about it? Well, to not miss which June are you doing, the best way is to like this video so that you're going to be suggested our next videos. But how to completely assure that you will not miss anything is to subscribe to the channel. It makes us very happy and it helps us a lot. Well, until next time, goodbye.